Olito Chamuengapa Hentuk Himok Pisama Shapisa La Shike Anayan Easy Ayayan is buzzing. All right. Um we're on familytreedna.com and we're fin to get into this real quick. Let's talk about it. So these are all my relatives right here in these haplo studies, in this haplo tree right here. You can see I got Morocco, Belgium, Gambia, Libya, Algeria, Iraq, Italy, India, Mongolia, Greenland, Tajikistan, Indonesia, Sri Lanka, Ghana. All these I have relatives, and all of these people have mostly African DNA. So let's go down and see like where is my origin, like where am I from, and where are we concentrated at. So if the last empire for the United States of America was Morocco, because the Latin word for Morocco, which is a French word, is American. That's 1786, longest standing treaty with the United States, Treaty of Peace and Friendship. All those people went to Cameroon. So if Cameroon is my Y gene, my Y DNA, my Y haplogroup, and that's my father because my father carries the Y, not my mother, then this is the person that I should be looking at. I should be looking at their histories. Now let's look at this. You go all the way right here, before Homo sapiens, before Common Era, 705,000. Okay, there you go. This is the haplogroup right here. Divergence. So this is when we came down from wherever we came from and landed on the soil of the earth. That's 46 right here. Now look at this. Y DNA atom, and then right under it has A00, A0 dash. Then it has the marker. Now you can see these people are the Khoisan, and you can see that in our race here in America. And you also have Nigerian Congo. So if you're African American, your last nationality was Moroccan. And I know this because when I look at Morocco and I say, well, where's Morocco at? Well, let's follow this Y. It's right here, Western Sahara. Now you look here, you have this part, the Mediterranean, which is Arabs, going into Northwest Africa. So you say you cross over Nigeria, you cross over Cameroon, you cross over Kenya, cross over Ethiopia, you go all the way up here, you have Morocco, which is Berber culture. Then you have the Y DNA, which is Adam, and it's going all the way to over here. It's crossing out and going out and ending up right in that area, or I can say it's ending up in America. So let's look at this as well. So you have the star right here. Let's see, it goes here. You can take this route and you say, well, where did we end up at after all these years of being on planet Earth? You go here, you go there, you go there. So we were the original people who crossed it to Bering Straits. You go here, you go here. R1B. That's us. You go here. Boom. Where does this lead us right here? Okay, we back over here. R1B. Boom. Here's an arrow right here leading out from Egypt. Leading out from Northern Africa. All right, so let's see where this leads us. Leads us right here. So you're originally you're Berber, right? Within the last century, you're Berber. So the people who were Berber, they went up here and landed out into America. R1B1. So when you were defeated as Moors, you did 1-2 A1 arrow, R1B, boom, R1B Q3, northeastern meridian and meridian, M2 69, R1B M2 69. That's what you are right now. Before that, you were E3B2 M81. Before that, you were also E3B1 V12 Egyptian. So you were all these people, but within the last century, you were Berber and Egyptian. Before that, you were Nigerian, Cameroon. You see how that works? Before that, you were all these people right here. You see how that works? So the last century, you were more, you're getting defeated by the Christians. Where do you end up at now? Let's go back. You're in power now. You are more. You're in power. Boom. You're Egyptian. The Egyptian empire, it fails. Where were you before that? Oh, you were let's see, J1E P58, Middle Eastern Arab Semitic. All right. So you all these people right here. So it's clear as day that we're the people who carry these genes right here, because it showed up in my marker when I was on here. It said I had A and I had the X what is it, X2A, X2A, or is it XA2? I think it's X2A. So I had that, and it showed that I had all my common ancestors who were under that haplogroup. And this right here just happens to be the commonest one. Cameroon is steady popping up over the centuries. All right, so Cameroon, you got all these nations where they meet. And if you know this, you would know Africans are people who travel. We don't go to Africa. We don't flee and go to Africa. Africans, they come to America. They come here, they come there, they come there. This is what we were doing before we became our own ethnic group here in America. We were traveling out, and like nothing changes. They're still producing babies on the continent of Africa. And what are people doing? They're leaving their countries. They're coming here. Our old cousins, the ones in Africa who look like us, they're coming here. And you can see here all the Africans, where they at? Uzbekistan, Kyrgyzstan, whatever that is. I don't know. These may be, I don't know if these are like new nations or what, but you have Italy. So it's clear. So that's what that is. So I have ancestors going back to right here. And some people are using it as a crutch, saying that other people don't have this this trait, this haplogroup. I don't I would say this. A person may not be older than you, but you still have to respect their travels as who you are, because they have 10 toes and they have 2 legs. Some have a tail. Some of us don't have a tail. I've never ran across a person of origin of Cameroonian descent having a tail on the back. I've seen people when I was in hospitals as a nurse. I've seen people have a tail on their back who was of the European persuasion. I've seen it. Um, so like I'm just one like this. I don't want to make it to be like, this is like hate speech or anything like that, because I see like a lot of people, they'll use this information as like a way to get over on other people. And it's like, you shouldn't do that, because you have to respect people for their, their inness to like be here. They may not be older than you or anything like that, and they may not respect you or whatnot, but you still have to show like you two, like if you two are arguing about who is older and who is not older, you all shouldn't be arguing. Like to me, like that's petty, because like not only does it causes confusion, but it causes commotion, and we don't want to be people who participates in violence when we're trying to get the truth out and share truth with the next generation. So like these records are going to become these records are going to hold true. Because this is my actual DNA right here. This is my DNA bank right here with markers. See, you got Lebanon. I don't know. This is Iraq. Okay, this is Russia. So like, you need to be proud of who you are, man, and like where you come from and stuff like that. You need to be very proud, because we don't know what's going to happen in the hereafter. We just don't know. We don't know when we close our eyes and our hearts stop beating that we're going to be inside of a bubble and we're going to be able to control. Like, is it going to be like new player created or something like that? And we're going to remember our past. Like, you don't know what's here in the hereafter. You don't know. We play the games and we see like how, you fall or you fell a stage, you got to start over. We don't know how this technology digitalizes in front of us. We don't know how our eyeballs work. It's a lot of information out there that's being hidden from us from finding out. But like in our best of knowledge, in our best of sense, we know something is up. We have enough information to figure out that everything that's in front of us is here in front of us for a reason. We can figure all of this out just by using our imagination. So here, all the people talking about you're not Native American, you're not American Indian. Well, I have 5 ancestors right here. I have 5 people with this gene right here. And it's steady popping up in my haplogroups. So it's like, who's talking about we weren't here before 1600, 1500, 1400, 1800, 19? Like, it's just popping up right here on EM. Like, this is like one of the oldest ones. This is one of the oldest groups right here, the oldest branch. And this person right here is Saudi Arabia. So you know about Afro Saudi Arabians, Afro Saudis. So you're saying Native American is old. Well, guess what? This person who is Native American, their oldest ancestor is a person of Saudi Arabian descent. It goes back to the Moors. So that could be admixture with a person who looks Mexican. You just never know. It could be admixture with a piece of who looks African. You just never know. But they carry this gene. This is my gene. This is an African gene right here. You see all these African groups: Spain, France, Kenya, Yemen, England, Egypt, Sudan, Ethiopia. I have a bunch of markers from Ethiopia. And then like Sudan, if anybody knows anything about Uganda, Sudan, Gambia, you'll know those are some of the darkest people ever. So I don't see like a Native American marrying an African. So you have to wonder like who is popping up right here with this gene right here that's around all these Africans. And they crossing paths with Saudi Arabia. You gotta wonder, man. So that's all I want to say for this right here. Is that do your homework on who we are as a people and where we come from, and understand that it's not over. We still have a lot more information to be unveiled to us. All of these people right here, all these old people right here, Y DNA haplogroup. Africans been everywhere. Adam's people been everywhere. And I say Adam because why? We're Adamites. You know about the story Adam and Eve through Genesis, the book of Genesis? That's about us. That whole Bible, that book, it's about us. This is the story right here. Look at this stuff, man. This is important. You know what I mean? Like, you're figuring out your history just like through pushing a key on a laptop, and it's taking you like to every place that you need to go to figure out history that was already known millenniums ago. They had this technology back then. So this stuff was resurfacing. This is why Europeans, when they come online, like a guy, he just commented on my video and his avatar says the Waffle House. So like you look at these Europeans, they don't show their faces on the YouTube because they already know. Why am I showing my face when I know I'm going to say something that's going to be misinterpreted? So they on a new side of history. We've already been through this. They have to deal with the political awareness of being around us, other people around the globe, because they have the keys right now. And they also have to deal with the political awareness around themselves because they're the red party. They're the blue party. We're not a part of no party. They're talking about race reform already. And it's like, well, who's the race reform for? It's for African Americans because they're not a part of any party. They just vote for these parties, but they're not a part of no blue party. They're not no liberal. They're not no Democrat. Them parties, that was for the Europeans coming over here trying to get into government, and they ultimately got into government. Like where's the divisiveness in mama telling you to go to the store to get some milk and eggs and come back so she can cook Sunday's dinner? Where's the divisiveness in that? Her nephew is going to be the president. Her son just went to the store. They're related. Europeans, they're not. Swedish people really have no commonality with the people here in America who looks like Europeans and who are Europeans. The Cameroonian guy for the 76ers center, he didn't play for Cameroon during the Olympics. He played with LeBron James. He played with USA. Bam. He's Nigerian, right? Where did he go? He played for the USA. So you got all these people who look African and who are African, but they're playing alongside LeBron James. I think Patrick Ewing played for the USA, the Dream Team. Who did he play with? He played with Michael Jordan. Michael Jordan was born in Brooklyn, New York. Had his best years in Chicago, Chicago White Sox, Chicago Bulls. So you got to remember, man, there's no divisiveness amongst Africans and people saying they're American Indians. There's no divisiveness. It's only divisiveness when people feel that they have to prostrate and make an issue out of nothing. Like, it's no issue. We're all related. We're all related. We all have a common ancestor. As old as we are, we're so pushed outside the globe, right? But we're all condensed together because there's so many of us. There's so many Africans on the globe. And like you all have a common ancestor. That's why I say, like, if an African come over here, right, and he does this ancestry DNA, what you're gonna find out is that if he pops up in your search saying like, oh, this is your cousin, it's gonna be a whole bunch more. It's gonna be a whole bunch more. You know? They're gonna pop up faster than a European would, I'll tell you that much. Because we don't know how many of them are doing ancestry DNA. We don't know how many of them are doing family DNA. We don't know how many of them are doing 23andMe, GED match. We don't know. Because I know as dark as I am, I know I have a bunch of cousins in Africa that's over here already in America. So I don't want to hear about, oh, Becky Washi, what's her name? Becky Walk. Some made up last name I don't have no idea of. Becky Walk is your second distant cousin through an interracial marriage. I don't want to hear about that. I don't want to hear about it. Show me the darkest ancestor in my family. Show me all their closest relative, their closest ancestry. Like my Roundtree side, South Carolina, dark as ever. And they're Gullah Geechee, they're Yuchi, they're Kusa. You know, the guy Langley was telling me, he was like, nah, nah, nah. He was like, nah, brother, nah, Your last name Roundtree, you a Kusa. And I couldn't get over it because I was thinking like I'm Yuchi. And he kept telling me like, no, 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 no. You're Kusa. And then I just thought about it like, wow, that's the PD island. We was always close by water. And I could think of it now like my grandfather, he always fished. My mother's father, he always fished. So it's like, it's only right that we be by water. And when I turned 16, he told my mom, like, come to Michigan. So I had to go to school in Michigan. Like, we moved to Michigan around water. And then when you look at the PD Island, it's right near Michigan, and then it's right over there in South Carolina. The round trees are in Georgia, South Carolina, and Michigan, and also Illinois. So when you're looking at that Y DNA, the atom, people are right. Life started in Africa. Life started in Africa. And then it grew out. You see this little line right here? It goes up and it goes down. Then it got the little star right there. I don't see no star anywhere else. I don't see no star anywhere else. And then it goes out, boom, into another country. I mean, into another continent. Boom, into another continent. Boom, into America, another continent. That's how it is. And then the other lines, they really don't have a way where it's saying like it's going into other places or out of another place. It's just like it's going up and it's going down. And this one right here, it's mostly just going down. It's not going outward or in this way or out this way. It's mostly going down. People in Africa are going everywhere. And again, like it doesn't take much like sense to like figure this out. When you look at the migrant situation, look at the refugee situation, look at the asylum situation, all these people are Africans. Look at right now, all the people from Sudan are fleeing and coming to Nebraska, South Dakota, North Dakota. They're coming to America because of the stuff that they're dealing with back home. And I can look at some Sudanese and I could tell like this one lady, right? Sudanese, she looks just Ethiopian, but she's dark. She comes from that Dang tribe, the Bold tribe. But if you were to lighten her skin a little bit, whiten her eyes, she'll look completely Ethiopian. So you can see right here. The best thing you probably want to do right now is just like to find out more about matches and stuff like that, about common ancestry, is to seek out Africans to intermarry with, to have children with, to procreate with, prostrate with. That's the only thing you would want to do right now. Find the darkest person in your haplogroup and procreate with them to keep your race pure. And a lot of people are doing this. A lot of people are restoring their ceremonies with Africans. A lot of people are restoring their haplo matches with Africans, their haplo branches with Africans, their migrational patterns with Africans. A lot of people are coming up with their stories, their migrational stories, their stories, their ethnogenesis. They're coming up with this with Africans. Indians are marrying into African tribes. Chinese are marrying into African tribes. Chinese are marrying into Jamaican tribes. And Jamaicans are purely African. Japanese are marrying with Africans. What's the guy named, what's his name, Rui? I think his mother is like a neo-Japanese. And you see how dark he is. He got the curly top, dark skin. You wouldn't even think his mother looked the way that she does. It just shows you that African gene is strong. Because not much attacks melanin when you talk about um, the polymer of it, the polymesmerer. Nothing really much attacks melanin when it's being in its original form, when it's able to absorb colors from the environment, whichever way that may be, through leaf absorption, chlorophyll absorption, sunlight absorption. Melanin, it heals people. This is why they always do blood transfusions. There's Europeans right now, a white woman who I can get blood from, and her blood will heal me. That's how adaptable my blood is, and that's how pure their blood is. Don't get me wrong, like, no one on this earth is not meant to be on this earth, and no one on this earth is not meant to help another person that they're not supposed to help. We all have 10 toes, we all have 2 legs, we all have 2 arms, we all have 10 fingers. Some of us who are special have 12 fingers. You know, so this I needed to see this right here, because I was just like, man, let me find out some more information about my DNA. And I'm on here and I'm looking at this stuff, man. I'm just like, wow, this is interesting. This is interesting. All right. So let's look at this real quick, and then we can end off. We're looking for blue and we're looking for K. So let's see. We got K right here. And we can see these people are coming from. These people are coming from. Actually, they're coming from the water. Okay, they're coming from the water, and okay, so they're coming from the water, right? These are the Sentinelese right here. Dravidian. Here's India right here, H. And K right here, this Bengal Island right over here somewhere. So you got C, D, F, and K. So if you got C right here, all right, so When they say that the Adamanese and the Senetalese and the Jara came out of Africa 10,000 years ago, they're right. All right, so you can see right here, Kushite. The Sentinelese originate from the Kushite, and they look Sudanese. So it's only right. So look, got K right here going out. Let's just stay in the water because we don't want to like come into I'm a lost person. I'm trying to find my home and I'm intermixing with everybody. We don't want to do that real quick. We don't want to do that real quick. All right, so we at K. Let's look at this. Where's my relation with the Sentinelese? Let's look at this. Because I want to know. All right, so my relation with the Sentinelese is through, all right, KF. Okay, let's go back and let's recheck. CDFKO. So I want to look for K and I want to look for C and I want to look for D. Maybe, no, I just want to look for C and K. I just want to look for C and K. C and K. All right. All right, so let's see. C and K, all right. Let's see right here. All right, so my relationship with the Sentinelese is through Canada, so that's America, Scotland, and the Philippines. All right, so let's see. And then you got right here, United States. All right, so clearly you can see the Sentinelese, when they left early, they went to Canada, they went to the Philippines, they went to Scotland, and they went to the United States. And those are the people who kept the African gene. Those are the people who I was basically mixed in with. All right, and you can see you have other people down here. Mexico, they go to Olmecs. Who else? Obviously India. All right, and then you got right here Native American. All right, then you got Russia and Pakistan. So there you go. We are the Sentinelese. We are the Jawa. We are the Adamanese. So the way that those people live, we should be living just like that today. You won't be seeing any of us standing in front of a camera explaining to a news reporter why we don't want to lose our Medicare because we're hunched over and our backs are messed up. Or we have overlarge breasts for some of our women. Or some of us are extremely dehydrated and we can barely get a sentence out. That just lets you know we need to be living like our ancient foremothers and forefathers. The Adamanese is an Adamite. Is a person who comes from white DNA, Adam. Your father is XY and your mother is XX. So that's all I want to say, man. Just connect the dots, be clear, and just do the research. Great peace, Yakoki.